This destruction.
Global news impacts us.
We have to change the way we live. This is why we need independent media.
Cheers, and salutations. Shout out to our entire viewing audience on YouTube, Odyssey, Rockfin, Twitch, and also to our wonderful viewing audience on Can TV. My name is Kit Cabello. This is another episode of Hard Lens Media. Please check out our website, hardlensmedia.com, so you can find all of our social media. But now, this is going to be an awesome episode because we're turning back to our show. These individuals speak truth to power. They hold anything back. And they've been making a true statement on what it really means to bring the ruckus. Now, what do I mean by bring the ruckus? Challenging people in positions of power, people who abuse, again, the American people, lie to us. And they recently called out the executive editors of the New York Times, Washington Post, LA Times, and Reuters. Give it up for Jose Vega and Kynan. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. As always, you two are speaking truth to power. So before I bring up these two videos that have gone viral, gentlemen, how the hell do you pull this stuff off? I mean, be honest with me. You know, I'm going to start acting like a liberal person from BSDNC. Why are you guys causing so much trouble? Why are you doing this? How dare you? How dare you? How are you pulling this stuff off? Because the logistics behind this stuff is nuts. By the way, again, welcome back, gentlemen, to the show. So, Jose, start us off. Kind of, hey, add in everything in here too, man. Go ahead.
How do we pull this off? Is what you're asking?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
With will, with gut power, will, and love for humanity. That's how we do it. And cameras and iPhones.
As you should. Kind, I know that also, and you've also been calling out a lot of these politicians and these executive editors. How'd you guys find out about this event taking place, especially knowing that these, people in this room, and honestly, looking at this, before I pull up this video, looking at these people in this room, they look like the kind of individuals who say, oh, there's no hate in this house. Oh, we're always for resisting. We're for free speech, protect journalism, only so long as it protects the neoliberal narrative. How did you guys find out about this event, and what was the overall feel of the room? Because I do want to play the video, but I got to hear from your perspectives first.
Well, it wasn't actually us that had discovered the event. One of our friends, our political associates, had sent us the event in one of our group chats. And originally, I don't think we were even planning on going, but we decided to change our mind and yeah, we should do this because you have all these, heads of the press. These are the people, as they say. So we went in. I mean, the feeling of the room, not much to say about it. I mean, it was calm, before Jose decided to say what he had to say.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we stirred up a little trouble in that room, and they got Jose out. You see in the video that he falls. And then I decided to get up, and then our friend Sam, who's also been doing these interventions, he was the one recording. He also decided to speak up. So, yeah, I mean, I think we've done this so many times now that carrying out the logistics doesn't seem like much to us at this point.
You know what? And again, on behalf of everyone, I think this is refreshing to see, because for a long time we've seen activists really just put on a scene and do nothing. It's just, we're here, everything's being done by the book. You know, we're doing the protest, and then everyone goes home. You got to make these people in positions of power uncomfortable. I'm sorry. The era of politeness or respecting a politician or someone in authority is long since past, because, folks, corporate media has lied to us for so many times. Look, war in Iraq, Russiagate, the cover up the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Oh, yeah.
The what happened to Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, two heroic individuals who were speaking truth to power. You know, and the fact that also the media, let's face it, folks, ABC News knew about that scumbag Jeffrey Epstein. They had the story, and then they were told to keep it quiet. So, in other words, for all these sycophants who defend corporate media, know this: you're defending liars. You like being in an abusive relationship, you like the media lying to you. Wake up. So, I want to pull up this video here. And, you know, just from my perspective, as soon as Jose stood up, you were able to speak up too. You know, what I found interesting was that if you look back in history, you see individuals who stand against a crowd. And in this modern day and era, everyone, especially who thinks that they're part of the resistance or calling out against the establishment, most of the people there are sheep who will go along with it. They say they want to be a resistance fighter. They say they want to raise the ruckus. They say they want to challenge authority and speak truth to power. But when the opportunity comes, all of them are silent. It takes one voice, and I want to play this video here.
Oh, is this the lecture hall with Seymour Hersh? I'm looking for the one with Seymour Hersh because it's a policy and press hall event. So shouldn't we be talking about the Nord Stream, since that's the biggest story of the century? And you guys, you know, I mean, you have the executive editor of the New York Times there who came out with a phony story to try and block Seymour Hersh. It's just kind of funny how that happened, you know? I mean, did you even acknowledge Seymour Hersh? All of you are executive editors of papers that broke Pentagon, My Lai, Watergate. Is this the same papers or not? I mean, is there anything you've gotten right in the last 20 years, or am I mistaken about that? I mean, it's just kind of funny because Iraq, wrong. Syria, wrong. Russiagate, really wrong.
Yep.
Okay. And the list goes on and on. So the last thing you could do to try and actually fix your reputation is acknowledge that through leaks, we had to find out that Zelensky was going to bomb Moscow on the anniversary. I mean, if you're so impartial, shouldn't you at least say, right, that Zelensky was going to bring us on the verge of World War III? That seems pretty fair. While Julian Assange rots in prison, all of you got, you know, fat checks because he's in jail for doing your job. And you know what? Tucker Carlson ain't no Seymour Hersh, but he did something you guys are scared to do: speak the truth and actually be critical of the war, which is why he was actually fired from Fox, because you are all cowards, every single one of you. None of you have actually had any relevancy. And you know what?
I like how the dude, the old white dude with the fading hair, hopefully that will never be me, but I like how he's right behind you. He's tapping on his shoulder like, hey, get out of here. Everyone's telling you to be quiet. As soon as that's happening, okay, so was he one of those people who was eventually going to be dragging you out, or was he just like one of those wannabe tough guys who stands up? Go ahead.
No, one of the people who ended up dragging me out is the Dean of Columbia. Like,
whoa, the dean got their hands dirty?
Yeah, I know. Like, you know, and I also have audio, which I guess I should release at some point, of like, the dean was practically choking me out, and I told him, like, hey, can you just let go of my chest a little bit? Like, I can't breathe. And he says, no, I don't trust you. And he was telling me all this, like, outside of the hall event. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Jose, as soon as you can, get that audio out there, man. Call out that dean. That dean was being horrifically violent.
The mainstream press is now dying Nobody's ever going to listen to you again. You have no credibility with the public. The only people who care about what you have to say are elite assholes who have nothing productive to say anymore, and it's dying off. So will you at least say something, either about Nord Stream or Ukraine or the fact that Zelensky brought us to the verge of World War III, and the only reason we knew about that was through leaks?
Goddamn, awesome stuff.
Go ahead. It's a free speech event, right? You guys are the press. Let's say something here. Mr. Khan, come on. You know, you're the executive editor of the New York Times, you know? I'm just trying to get into some good trouble here, man. Ooh, listen, Karen, get out of my face for a second. I got to talk to these gentlemen.
You'll see the Karen in just a second here.
Oh, my goodness. Gotta love the Karens.
Well, I just want to hear what they have to say. Go ahead. I'm done.
There she is, right there.
Wow, there she is.
Just kept like,
you can project if we can't.
I would just say, I think it's important to hear everybody's point of view.
Yeah.
Oh, right here, lady.
I do think that we need
Right
to give,
fucking here. God damn.
our moderator a chance to ask other questions.
We're on the verge of World War III.
Let's go. Let's go.
Say something about this bombing. We blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. Listen, don't stand there while there are people rotting in prison. Nobody said anything about Uhuru, right? The socialists who are in jail for being critical of this war. God damn it. Let's go. At least say something about the people in jail for being critical of this war. They don't deserve to be in prison right now.
All right, first of all, I just want to say to everyone listening and watching, all those people in the room, I've said this on the show before, they fit a profile, those people in the room. And that profile is, oh, if I was alive during the Civil War era, I would have helped save the slaves. If I was alive during World War II, I would have helped the Jews escape from the Nazis. These are wannabe people who are in the press. Might as well call them prostitutes. I saw that in the live stream chat. All right, so I stole that from somebody. Whoever they are, please give it a thumbs up in the live stream. I see you. Don't worry, I do read the live stream. But they are prostitutes. And, you know, no offense to sex workers. But, I mean, again, people in the establishment want to have access to those in positions of power. As that room was kind of, or assuming that they were going to go back to normal, Kynan, before we play your video here, what was the overall atmosphere as soon as Jose was taken out? And then obviously, Jose, I want to, you mentioned a little bit of what was happening to you in the outside of that hallway. So kind of want you to start off with you. And then Jose, I want to talk about what happened when they were dragging you out, because you did mention that the dean was not letting you go. So kind of start off first, man.
Oh, it was certainly a lot more tense. I mean, after I had intervened, I think the moderator had asked, so are there, any more questions? Anyone? And that's when Stan stands up and like, yeah, I got one more question. And he just continues off of what, Jose and I did. But I will say, I was surprised how long they let Jose speak for. I mean, you had, certainly some bystanders trying to stop him, and that Karen who was in his face trying to do God knows what. But he really got a lot out there, and you don't usually do that in these kinds of events. Maybe you get a minute and a half in, and if you're lucky, and security drags you out. But it took them a really long time just to get the security in there.
Now, Jose, this Karen that was in front of your face, I don't want to focus too much on her, but was she with any associated media outlet, or was she just there just being a spectator?
I don't know. I think she was just there being a spectator. But honestly, the media and the people who compose them are so stupid and ignorant and Karen-like. I wouldn't be surprised if she was part of CNN or something.
Now, you know what? Again, look. Let's be clear here, folks. All right. Something did happen with the Nord Stream pipeline, and the fact that the New York Times did an article where it's best not to ask questions. Don't ask questions. Maybe it's a good thing we don't know what happened to the Nord Stream. What do you mean it's a good thing we don't know? Hello, that's your job as the press. You're supposed to solve this mystery. It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns gets shot, right? He's dead. And what does Dr. Hubert say? Well, he laughs. He says, ha, 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 I doubt I could solve, or any of us can solve this mystery. And then he points at the camera and says, can you? And then, of course, then it goes to Chief Wiggum, and Chief Wiggum says, well, yeah, it's my job after all. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, people of the media, it is your job. You need to find out what the hell happened. Was it an earthquake? Was it a bunch of terrorists? Was it the Oogie Boogie Man people of Russia? Or was it the United States? I mean, let's face it. That's your job. You need to solve the mystery. So as you're out there, Jose, and you have the dean there. I mean, he's saying, or the dean is not letting you go. What else was happening there? Because the thing is, you did speak for quite some time. There's always the afterwards. Like, what happened? Did they drag you out of the campus? What did you have to deal with security? What happened to you, man?
Well, the first thing is they pushed me down to the ground.
Oh,
and
shoot.
Yeah, you can hear the tumble. There's a reason why I paused, is because I'm on the ground. And what it was they were pushing me into some chairs, and so all the chairs started pooling together, and then that tripped me up while the Dean of Columbia put his hand on my shoulder to try and grab me, but instead he pushed me down. So there I am on the ground, and then I just decided to get right back up. And then he just picks me up. I mean, the Dean of Columbia, his name is Jelani something. He's a burly dude. He was like 6'5". He's like, 250 pounds, 300 pounds. The dude's huge, okay? He could pick me up like no problem. So, but that was the thing. He was also bear hugging me. And like, after you do something like this, you have adrenaline, you're exhilarated, right? I couldn't fucking breathe, period, just because I just did this thing. And now he's over here putting pressure on my chest, bear hugging me. And he wouldn't let me go until we were in the elevator and it closed. And it took a while for that elevator to come. And then in the elevator, I asked him, all right, man, what happened? What's going on here? He said, you're not doing that at my event. And I said, okay, why not? He said, because it's my event.
Oh, it sounds like a little punk. Hey, Dean of Columbia, what the hell? Why are you acting like a punk? So now let's follow up with part 2. And I guess, hold on, let's set up the whole scene here. You got a whole bunch of neoliberal hack fraud press journalists in their event thinking everything's back to normal. And then...
You know what? He's right. He's right about Julian Assange. He was the only one who did his job, right? He exposed U.S. war crimes. He exposed the crimes that we committed in Afghanistan, killing civilians. None of your outlets reported it. None of your outlets did. Instead, you're bowing down to the war policy, the war nuts who are going to get us all blown up in a World War III. You continue to work for the outlets who continue to lie to the American public and will get us killed. Why don't you leave those outlets? Why don't you do? Tucker Carlson was kicked out because he had the guts to actually talk about the war. He had the guts.
MSNBC fired Donahue. He had the highest rated show on MSNBC, and he got fired for criticizing the invasion of Iraq in 2002. This is a disgrace. You lied about Iraq, Libya, Syria, Ukraine, supporting bailouts, money printing. Now we're on the brink of World War III. If World War III kicks off, the blood is on your hands.
All right, so we saw what happened to Jose, but kind of what happened to you and your friend too? Like, were you dragged out forcibly by security and the dean? What was that situation?
Well, we weren't dragged out. We were just asked to leave, and I at that point, had nothing else to say, so I just left with them. And Sam, he was asked to leave, so he left. Unfortunately, it's not as not as good a story as Jose's, but that's what happened.
When we think about the press, though, when we think about free speech, when we think about the responsibility of the media, it is to empower people. It is to inform people. But since then, the media, all it wants to do is have access to politicians, to the people who control the show. And I've said this before in the show. Same people who control the Democratic Party also control the Republican Party. And the same people who control the DNC and RNC also control our media. It's one big club, and we ain't in it. But then again, you get hits like this from our own president, Joe Biden, who goes on to say something like this.
To Evan's parents, Ella, Mikhail, and sister Danielle, as I've told you in person, we, not just me, we all stand with you. Evan went to report in Russia to shed light that you all escaped from years ago. Absolute courage. We're working every day to secure his release.
Now, that's in regards to the journalist that is detained in Russia. To which I have to say, what about Julian Assange, who is currently again rotting in the Belmarsh prison? What about him? See, the White House press secretary, the White House press event, correspondence dinner, is supposed to be this big old song and dance where everyone's clapping themselves on the back. It's one big old circle jerk.
Yeah, right.
Jose, Kynan, what are your thoughts on the media as it stands right now? And if you had a chance to speak to these jagoff people at the White House correspondence dinner, though I don't think you guys would be able to speak for 10 seconds, but if you had to say something to these people, what would it be? Because we've been lied to for so long, and there's been this massive wave of censorship impacting all media, all of us on social media. What would you want to say to them? Jose, we'll start off with you, and then Kynan we'll have your commentary too.
First, this journalist that was arrested in Russia. I mean, there's been some analysis from people like the Duran and people like Scott Ritter who wrote about him. The guy was hanging around weapons factories that are part of the military suppliers in Russia, and they, people like the Duran and Scott Ritter and others are hypothesizing that this guy probably was working as a spy at the time, because who the hell walks around, our Russian military plants where they're working on like the top secret of the top secret weapons, and then, getting these documents, right, which they again think was also not like there wasn't even anything real in the documents. It might have been planted to catch spies. Regardless, though, I mean, the silence on Julian Assange is just deafening. And what, they have World Press Day on Wednesday, right? They're going to be meeting at the UN, and there's no mention of Julian Assange, but it's all about this Evan guy. And that's why I think, this Evan guy is like kind of like a patsy for people to kind of point to and say, Assange who? Well, you mean Evan? Yeah, Evan. Yeah, right. It's like a way of them to deflect, what this is. Yeah.
All right. And kind of obviously, look, I mean, you have done your fair share of protesting and calling out these jagoff politicians and these people in corporate media. The White House Correspondents' Dinner. You had a chance. Your thoughts on it? Because, again, it's utter hypocrisy seeing these goddamn people say that they're doing a good job, all the while ignoring the fact that people are being robbed. Americans are losing their homes. Small businesses are being shut down. And our politicians are doing insider trading. And what's our media doing? Oh, nothing. The latest celebrity gossip. Let's distract the people. And not pay attention to how we're all being bled dry.
Yeah. I mean, it's selective for a reason. And if it was open to the public, if you had someone like, Jose or me, or I think any random citizen off the street, that's experiencing inflation, that can barely pay for their groceries and their gasoline at the same time, they'd have some shit to say to them. So it's all a big show. It's all a huge facade where these politicians go and circle jerk themselves. And I mean, if I had the opportunity to go there and speak to Biden, I'd say, hey, why'd you blow up Nord Stream, Mr. Biden? I'd ask him a real question.
Yeah. Well, remember, the New York Times told you it's better not to ask questions. Don't know. Don't ask any questions. Just be quiet. Everyone behave yourselves, and everything will be fine. So I think going forward now, we're seeing this entire election cycle play out to where we're seeing the media censor people like RFK Jr. and dismiss both him and Marianne Williamson's campaign, especially for the fact that they are doing exponentially a little bit better than I thought they would. They are gaining more approval ratings, specifically RFK Jr., but we're seeing the censorship happening towards this campaign. We're seeing a lot of independent content creators getting censored. Kim Iverson's interview with RFK Jr. was censored. Indie News Left, when they posted that interview with Jimmy Dore and Misty Winston, was taken down. how do we, I think, as all of us now are just witnessing this, what do you think we need to do going forward to really preserve our fundamental right for free speech and the right to protest, to have civil discourse? Because I think it's going to get progressively worse. I mean, do we have to start continuously going to these events, raising the ruckus? Like, what must be done? Because at this point, I say that it's going to get worse, but God damn it, we got to make it better. I mean, it can't keep on going on like this.
Well, I think for one, everybody's going to have to take a stand for free speech right now because your government has been hijacked. Your media is long gone and bought. So you don't really have any reliable sources other than independent media to actually tell you what is happening and what is the what. But right now, I think we're kind of in an international situation where the entire world is looking at the United States as this big bully and this big monster that at any second, if it wanted to, could sanction the hell out of countries and make them poor, could put us on the verge of nuclear war, or if you behave really bad, we're going to get a coup going on in your country. So don't you worry about that, mister. We'll make sure your president gets outed one way or another. And the entire world looks at our government like they're bloodthirsty, sycophant tyrants. Meanwhile, the reason why I think these videos get the amount of views they get and they get translated into so many different languages, just this last one alone got translated into like Spanish, Russian, Chinese, French, and Italian that I've seen, probably more. Right.
Very good.
And it's been shared around the world. And I've been getting people sending me independent media from like Spanish channels and also Russian telegrams, right? The entire world is looking at the American citizenry and saying, hey, come on, are you complicit with your government's corruption? Or are you about to stand up and do something about this bullshit too? So, right now it's like the world is looking at every citizen in the United States right now as, you going to do something or are you going to be a part of it?
True.
Yeah.
Kynan, go ahead, take it away, man.
Yeah, no, I would add to that people that are listening, people that watch independent media, they shouldn't consider themselves as just citizens of their own nation, but they should consider themselves as world citizens, because as we know, we are definitely on the brink of a nuclear World War III. And when, government officials from other nations, they see these interventions, they're like, okay, there's actually some sanity in the United States. So I think that's just to follow up on Jose, that's the idea we have to project to other countries, and people should take this up. They should find their local events. It's not that hard to do. They can go to their city council, a state assembly meetings, wherever, just go in there and speak your mind and ask reasonable questions and just get it out to people, because it definitely does have an effect. And we aren't powerless. Our institutions have been hijacked. We just need to act like citizens and take them back.
Again, you bring up a very good point here, both of you, and that is, if we look right now at the protests happening in France, the people of France, the French people, collectively, on their own free will, stood up and said, hey, don't raise our retirement age from 62 to 64. Don't do that. We don't want that. We're upset with our government, and they are protesting. They're in the streets. They are fighting back, and they are literally telling their own elected representatives, you are doing something we don't approve of, and we will not go away. And the thing is, I'm wondering what the breaking point will be for the American people, because so long as we get our Dunkin' Donuts or our Starbucks, so long as we are at least able somewhat to put gas in our car, or at least have enough money in our pocket for a back and forth trip with the bus or taking a taxi or an Uber, however which way we get to our work, things are okay. And I think the American people have been really trained well by this corporate media to just accept the beatings. The beatings will continue until morale improves, and it's got to stop at some point. Our politicians are living their best lives. They don't like you. They don't think about you. They don't respect it. They got gold-plated healthcare and a six-figure salary. It concerns me just how silent and obedient many Americans are. And I think we do have to step up. We do have to start getting involved and showing the world that, hey, we don't like this either. So to both of you, obviously you had the likes of Fat Tony, I mean Cenk Uygur, telling people that, oh, these guys are fake
Water
protesters.
buffalo.
You have people telling you to fall in line and be obedient, or stop what you're doing. Don't be rude. How do you deal with that criticism? Because I think for a moment right now, they still have a large platform. The people telling everyone, don't raise the ruckus, just trust the plan, trust the people in charge. Everything will be fine. How do we dismantle that? And how do we start getting more people to say enough is enough?
Well, just real quick, I posted the audio, by the way, with on my Twitter. It's the recent thing.
I will pull that up here.
I was doing that the whole time we were on this, because I was like, I want you to be the first one to put this out there.
Done deal. Let me go and get that set up.
Kynan, go ahead and answer the question.
Well, I don't think people at this point are taking up the corporate media as much as they used to. I mean, we saw Tucker Carlson's numbers just before he was kicked off. I mean, I think it was the most viewed show on corporate media. So I think people are becoming more aware, but they feel impotent. I don't think they have a sense of what they want to do. And often they're more consumed by domestic matters like their family, just getting enough to eat, which, is certainly understandable. But I think we just have to inspire people. I think the Rage Against the War Machine rally, which happened, February? I think that was a big step forward, in crossing lines between this fictitious right and left divide, which it doesn't exist anymore. It's no longer legitimate. So we just have to continue to keep the pressure up. These interventions do a wonderful job in doing that. And yeah.
So first of all, Kynan, great words right there, because we do have to start stepping up. Number two, I'm seeing everyone here in the live stream chat, but I want to shout out to somebody here in Odyssey right now. Gonzo Johnny, who writes, all three of you are better men than any of those parasitical scum. Well, thank you so much. But only when you dare to be brave and stand for principles instead of fake imagery, things like free speech are important. So there you go. So thank you for that. And shout out to everyone else that's watching us live here on YouTube as well. Look, real quick, I'm going to be playing, this is breaking news right now, the audio of the Dean of Columbia, right? So this is the Dean of Columbia University in New York City, correct, Jose?
Columbia School of Journalism. So
School of Journalism. Go ahead.
There's the big poobah of Columbia, but every school in Columbia has its own dean. This was the School of Journalism dean.
All right. And this is the audio of him manhandling you. So again, this is only audio only, folks. So you're hearing it here first here on our Monday morning show. So let's go ahead and play it for all of our viewers and subscribers. Interesting. Let's go find out what he has to say.
Hey, easy. We're calm.
No. You're not going to disrupt my event.
Hey, easy. You don't have to grab me so hard. Easy. Listen. My heart's racing pretty quickly. It's hard to. Mine too. It's hard to breathe. Just loosen up your grip here.
No. I don't trust you.
Just loosen up your grip.
We're gonna leave.
We're gonna leave. Relax. Listen, brother, you're almost damn near choking me there.
I'm not choking you.
You just fucking were.
I'm calm.
I'm calm too.
But you don't come and interrupt my event, sir.
Why not?
Because it's my event.
Oh, it's your event. Yeah. I'm sorry. My apologies, Your Highness. You
can leave. That's right.
I'm gonna get out of here. That was fun.
Hell yeah! Oh god damn! Hold on. No. I'm in. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. My show. I love this. We're playing this again because I love how that closed. And then Jose, god damn, man, don't you stop. Kynan, Jose, don't you dare ever freaking stop. We're playing this again.
Hey, easy. We're calm.
No. You're not going to disrupt my event.
Hey, easy. You don't have to grab me so hard. Easy. Listen. My heart's racing pretty quickly. It's hard to.
Mine too.
It's hard to breathe. Just loosen up your grip here.
No. I don't trust you.
Just loosen up your grip.
We're gonna leave.
We're gonna leave. Relax. Listen, brother, you're almost damn near choking me there.
I'm not choking you.
But you just fucking were.
I'm calm.
I'm calm too.
But you don't come and interrupt my event, sir.
Why not?
Because it's my event.
Oh, it's your event. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. My apologies, Your Highness. I will leave. Don't worry.
You can leave.
Get out of here. That was fun.
Hell yeah, man. God damn. Damn, dude. I am so glad that we that was breaking. Hey, see, this is why you need to tune in to Hardlands Media in the morning at 9 a.m. Central. God damn, that was brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant, you magnificent bastards, both of you.
So when you hear me go, "Huh," that was him like bear hugging me, breathing, fucking taking the air out of me. And that's why I was like, listen, I can't breathe. Like, let go of me a bit. He's like, no, I don't trust you. And when I said that was fun, that was when he finally let me go. And so,
you know something, man. Here's the thing. I am glad that you two are continuing on with this journey, but also being an inspiration to others. And I hope others are taking notes in regards to what you're doing. I want to end this on a final note because obviously you guys have a lot of work you have to do, and I appreciate the time you guys took to join us for our morning show. But what motivates you going forward? I mean, obviously it takes a lot of heart to just wake up and do stuff like this and to be a voice for change. What motivates you every day to really try and make this impact? Because you have called out politicians, you've called out people in positions of power, but I think for a lot of us, we're like, oh, what's the point? Why should I? Life is about suffering. It's futility. It's pointless. But what is motivating you guys to not back down? Jose, we'll start off with you. Kynan will give you the final word, and I want to know where people can find you guys on social media.
Well, it's love. It's love. It is love. It's a love for humanity, and it's a love for my neighbors, and it is a love for my country, and it is a love for the world. I love humanity so much. I don't want to see it blown up. And I think, I myself, I'm a Christian, a really bad one though, because I'm not an exemplary Christian, but I do believe in this idea of agape, right? That you're supposed to have a familial, universal love for everyone. And if that means, you have to sacrifice yourself or your something for a greater cause that benefits all, then I'm all for it. So
good note for you, Jose. Kynan.
Oh, I wasn't gonna be as profound. I was just gonna say the clout is what motivates me.
Well, let's face it. It takes a lot to be a heavyweight champion to call out the establishment. So you know what? Why not? Why not? And you know what? Here's the thing. Look, all these politicians, all these jagoff people in positions of power say that they care, but they don't. Yeah. The journalists say that they care, but they don't. And when we see outlets like Vice and BuzzFeed, well, let's face it, if you haven't been paying attention, Vice and BuzzFeed are gone. They're down the toilet. They're gone. I can never say why I left BuzzFeed. Never. Like, that opportunity is now gone from me. But yeah. I will say this to everyone. Well, go ahead, Kynan.
Yeah, I was just going to say in all seriousness that I think what motivates me is not dying in a nuclear World War III. I mean, when we say what we're saying, we mean it seriously. And there was an event that, Jose and I and Bo were organizing for Diane Sayre, who you've had on the show before.
Yep.
But Scott Ritter there spoke and he said, listen, people need to start taking this seriously. And he said, people need to wake up every day with the fear of nuclear war in their minds. And I think that's the way to go, and people shouldn't act with fear, but they should use this to motivate them, to start intervening into the political stage. So I would say that that's what actually motivates me, and that's what should motivate others.
Absolutely. So I'll end us on a final note here. First of all, here's where you could follow Jose on Twitter. It's at Jose B. Hose B. Trigger.
Jose was taken, so I had to go with Hose B.
All right. And then, of course, we got Kynan as well at Nagatone. I think that's like a Warcraft reference, I believe. A lot of it. There you go. There you go. So please, everyone, if you're not following them, please do so. Keep on speaking truth to power, both of you. I want to thank you both so much for your time, for joining us here at Hardlands Media. And I think we'll end this on a final note here with not only our end credits, but again, Jose, dude, this is epic and incredible. One last time, encore for everyone watching. This is again breaking news of your audio of the Dean, His Majesty himself, of the school, Columbia School of Journalism. So we'll end this here as a final end credit. We'll be having the rest of our main show. I want to thank all of you so much for joining us, Jose, Kynan. Take care, peace, and let's enjoy this wonderful, wonderful video here. Again, it is of the Dean of Journalism at Columbia University.
Hey, easy. We're calm.
No. You're not going to disrupt my event.
Hey, easy. You don't have to grab me so hard. Easy. Listen. My heart's racing pretty quickly. It's hard.
Mine too.
It's hard to breathe. Just loosen up your grip here.
No. I don't trust you.
Just loosen up your grip.
We're going to leave. We're going to leave.
We're gonna leave. Relax. Listen, brother, you're almost damn near choking. You there?
I'm not choking you.
You just fucking were.
I'm calm.
I'm calm too.
But you don't come and interrupt my event, sir.
Why not?
Because it's my event.
Oh, it's your event. Yes. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. My apologies, Your Highness. Oh, leave. Don't worry.
You can leave.
I'm gonna get out of here. That was fun.
Peace, everyone. We'll see you on the main show. Jose, kind of have a wonderful day, both of you. Take care, folks.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
False alarm. I thought that help was here. It was my own reassurance bouncing around 100,000 times in my own ecosphere. If every time you speak you keep it off the record, consequently you can keep your record clear. And if you mute the speech that shakes your frail beliefs, you only seek to insulate your image and continue down the stream in the direction clout and credit steers. Directly from your mouth into am I the asshole Reddit's ears. Directly back into the greasy pockets of some Gates Foundation financiers. And then directly back into the frantic final thoughts of early trial Neuralink volunteers, staring at the numb and mumbling vacancies where recently it met their peers. Half of whom are glitching with the memory stuck on pause, and half have zero fucking clue just who they are or why they're here. It's been said that fear is all we have to fear, but that was back before the Bezos fear condenser came along, distilling concentrated fear that's diamond pure, crystal clear, oppressor strong, and woven into every single article you read and song they let you hear. And then Elon heard that Jeff enhanced our fears by 86%, and he said, hold my beer. And not a single sheep among the herd would turn their head or say a word, cause they were all too busy begging for the shears, begging for the muzzle, happy just to guzzle, feed, and watch a screen for all their years. Man, to each his own, can't afford a home, but they'll let you have your cozy little ecosphere. Where there among your own devices you can break the seventh seal, overthrow the oracles and slay the seer. All the tomes were burned and all the lips were seared. Shut your eyes and all our lives just disappear. Now blink them twice. Welcome to your ecosphere.